Agent Rick Dicker, File 93718. The files of the National Supers Agency are hereby sealed in accordance with the Superhero Restriction Act, banning all supers activity. These files contain highly classified information regarding the supers, their powers, weaknesses, and in some cases their secret identities. Despite the government's insistence that this ban is permanent, these files should still be treated with the utmost secrecy and respect. Who knows? Maybe one day these kids will be allowed to help people again.
The video from earlier is the last file video created by the National Super Agency in 1962. Since 1962, many supers have been killed by Omnidroids. Through interviews with files created by the National Super Agency, we learn about the abilities, personalities, and ultimate fate of the supers.
I've had some mishaps as Frozone, but generally I've learned how to take, lemons and make lemonade, And I've been able to do some things for people that, possibly would have turned out quite badly had I not been there. I've gone on vacations with friends of mine who were looking forward to a great ski vacation, and we got there, snow was melting. Hey, I was able to go out and make that happen. I'm like the human Zamboni. One day, I must have been, maybe 1.5, 2 years old, and I had a glass of Kool-Aid. And I really wanted a popsicle. And in my mind, I was thinking, popsicle, next thing I know, Kool-Aid was frozen in the glass. I was like licking it. And from that point on, anytime I wanted to freeze something, I just thought about it being frozen, and it was frozen.
There's always going to be a lot of collateral damage. There's lots of villains, and there's lots of villainous deeds going on at any given time. Part of my job is to prioritize which villains I'm going to combat. I take a look around, I see if there's any good-looking women who need to be rescued immediately, and then I sort of start from there and work my way down the list. If you've got Tubby Joe Schmo over there with a laser pointed at his head, and he might have to wait in line a little while. Yeah, I've fought my fair share of villains, and they all have their own unique challenges. They got their zombie monkeys, and their giant laser robots, and their super aquatic ninja pygmies. But I tell you, once in a while, the real kicker is I get these dames, man, these dame villains, and they got the curves and the hair and the big eyes, and boy, those ones, they're really, really hard to kill. Especially the ones...
I think the question I get asked the most is what happened with the Thrilling 3. It was working fine for me. I have no problem working in groups. I think we were very successful. I think at times we may have been among the best, but a team is just that, a team. And any time you take individuals and you put them in a contained environment, they tend to react like oil and water sometimes, or peanut butter and chocolate. Although peanut butter and chocolate does taste good together, so that's actually a bad example. I quite enjoy that. I think the thing I get asked about the most, of course, is my laser vision. People tend to think it's a real picnic to have eyes that shoot lasers, but believe it or not, it's had its disadvantages. If I look at anything...
There are more interviews with the superstars than this one, but I'll tell you the rest later. Here's a video showing the final moments of the supers. This video shows how fiercely the supers fought against the Omnidroids. Let me show you the video of the geyser beam first. Laser beam succeeded in destroying the Omnidroid X4, but was killed by the Omnidroid VX5D. The next video is Gamma Jack. Gamma Jack destroyed the Omnidroid VX5 that killed Gazerbeam, but was killed by the Omnidroid VX6. Although Prozone did not participate in the Omnidroid tests, he did battle with Omnidroids. The fight between Frozone and Omnidroid vs. X3 and Omnidroid vs. X5 was captured on video. Frozone destroyed the Omnidroid VX3 and escaped the island. There are so many supermarkets that have been sacrificed. I will let you know about other super later.